Good morning, my boy. Today, continue for the topic of Siege of Tyle by Alexander. During the expedition of his fantastic journey. It is not significant Battle of Alexander, compare with Kyrenia, Issus, Gaugamela. However, it shows great idea of Alexander from technical point, and quite interesting siege battle. It is, because 1. He spent 7 months to conquer this small city. It was one of longest engagement battle in his short life. Second, it proves that he produced many brilliant ideas during his battle. It shows he is not simple genius. He obtained victory after many trials and errors. Easy to say, he is genius, but how he became genius. Alexander won the Battle of Issus, and drastically improved his finance to continue for his amazing journey. On his hand, he had alternative choices. 1. Chase Darius, and move into deep inside of Persia. However, he did not pick up this option. He picked up one more option, namely, dominate all over around Mediterranean Sea. He was also quite realistic. He had realized that, his weak point. Marine. Those ages, transportation by ship was absolutely superior than transportation by traffic. Ship can convey bulky volume of resources, no matter human, horse, food, and water etc. So, Alexander must think about how to enhance his marine. And same time, how to neutralize Persian marine. Otherwise, he may be sandwiched if he moved to deep Persian territory. Indeed, his behind was still not really strong, although he won the Battle of Issus. You can imagine, nowadays, we know, he became the king of king. But, at that age, still he was just one young king. And, facing financial problem to run his military marching. Of course, he needed supply support from Macedon, or Greek. And, to make it sure, he had to consider how to remove fear of Persian marine from Mediterranean Sea and Aegean Sea. Then, how to neutralize Persian marine. Anytime, his idea was so simple. Disallow any their ships to touch on any piers. If no ship can come back to their pier, they are not able to refill any resources. So, he went on his marching along with all cities located nearby pier, harbor. Later, Pompey the Great, general of Roman Republic, took same methodology for his campaign against the pirates. Almost all, they knee down in front of Alexander. However, only one city did not follow obey Alexander. That was Tyle. In the first stage, they want to be neutral. However, Alexander could not allow that way. Otherwise, his plan will be go to in vain. One city disobeys, the other cities may follow this city. It enables for Persia to restore their resources to their logistics. The reason behind, they could be so brave to disobey Alexander, because they have strong advantage to protect their city. It was strategic coastal base. They are in island. They have sufficient supply, food, water, So, they believed, once they stay in their city, Alexander cannot hit them, and meanwhile, Persian army will come to help them. Okay my boy, do you know how Alexander attacked this perfect defensive city? Condition: Tyle had 8,000 feet soldiers, 30,000 citizen, ship 80 pieces, 13,000 feet for surroundings. 2,500 feet from seashore, also they have, quite independent, 150 feet height castle wall. Macedon had enough soldiers, 40,000 feet, but almost no ships. How Alexander won his game? First, Alexander sent messengers to call surrender to Tyle citizen. However, they replied to Alexander with killing these messengers. Push them to the downhill, from top of castle wall. Through his life, he hated that kind of manner to insult him. Alexander was so enraged. However, their isolated military base was so defensive, isolated. And also, Alexander did not have enough ships to dominate ocean around there. So, he considered quite simple method to create causeway on the sea. He asked his soldiers to create 200 feet width embankment on the sea. First stage, he successfully produced 2,000 feet lengths. But, that moment, of course, they will not just watch construction. They started to disturb military engineers of Alexander. They used ballista to kill front-side military engineers. So, speed to produce embankment was drastically slowed down. Alexander tried to help them by siege tower. It was 120 feet height. To be honest, 120 feet siege tower is incredible. Even this aspect, we can see how he was unbelievable idea man. However, Tyle side used fire ship to destroy it. 2 ships tow fire ship and hit siege tower. Fortunately, or unfortunately, fire ship encroached into siege tower. Because they put weight on tail of fire ship and make it float up for front side. Many military engineers dead. And moreover, storm hit that embankment and destroy everything. Alexander, wow, massive anger. However, still he produced another idea. He did not let anger to control him. I mean, he controlled his anger. He asked his military engineer to restart to make embankment again. And he himself disappeared for over a month. Then, come back with some number of warships. He visited nearby cities and collected warship, as many as he can. Even he asked Cyprus, Rhodes, to provide warship for him. Eventually, he gathered 200 numbers of warships. It became an element of game changing. Tyle warships avoided to fight with Alexander's warships, and just stay in their naval harbors. Alexander placed his warships in front of gateway. Therefore, nothing could disturb build-up of embankment anymore. But this is tricky idea of him. He was not that simple. Because embarkment was going to be completed, almost of course. Attention of people focuses on there. And he intentionally asked his warships to move around, all over surrounding of Tyle. Then, he staked his best hit on south part of island. There, fence wall was comparatively low, and after besieging 7 months, he appeared on the sea, with amazing weapon. He placed 2 warships side by side, and put very large batting ram on it. And destroy fence wall of them in order to enter inside of city. Afterwards, massacre of Alexander. He was extremely in anger during 7 months, and revenge for them. 8,000 peoples were killed, immediately. And any soldiers, hung on from the castle wall. Remaining 30,000 citizens became slaves, and sell out to other cities. This victory delivered Levant, under his control. And, he moved to Gaza, and fought again, siege attack. This time, things run smooth, because, the rumor of Tyle siege already spread to them. Number 1 city of that Levant has been dropped, how, the other cities can against. He was, very energetic to continue his marching, along with seashore. And, conquered surroundings of Mediterranean Sea, within a very short period. He occupied even Egypt, and completed his plan. Hegemony of, all surrounding of Mediterranean Sea. Even he obtained, the title of Pharaoh, in Egypt. He established, stable back support system. And now, he can concentrate for final battle with Darius III. Of course, Alexander already obtained information that Darius was ready for final battle as well. Go to Gaugamela. Climax of his Persian War.
As the journey continues.